Hello, everyone. Over the last couple of weeks, the deacons and then the admin committee were presented with a plan that they discussed and eventually approved of about resuming certain in person indoor activities that we are not already currently doing. I am excited to tell you about that, to walk you through it. This plan in its entirety is available. It's going to be linked in your worship bulletin, in the faith file. It's going to be talked about in the main newsletter. It's on the website. So the plan is out there, but I wanted to quickly tell you a couple of key points that you'll need to know. The criteria that we are using to determine when it's safe to resume activities are first, the vaccine rate in our congregation. A couple weeks ago, y'all took a vaccine survey where anyone over the age of 16 reported if they were fully vaccinated or when they might be fully vaccinated. That's the first criteria, is based off of those numbers, because it's not only safer for the vaccinated person, but the more people that are vaccinated, the safer it is for everyone, even those that aren't vaccinated in the room. The second criteria we are using is our county incident rate. So whether we're a red, orange, yellow, or green county, this is to represent community spread and also potentially to represent if there are variants that the vaccine is not as effective against. This will catch that sort of thing. So based off those two criteria, we've come up with this following steps to resume certain activities. The first step is that when we are partially vaccinated, when our church is 50% adult vaccinated, and we are an orange county or below, we will resume low-risk activities that allow for physical distancing, such as Sunday school, committee meetings, group meetings, activities within the building that are relatively safe for us to engage in. We'll be able to resume at that point. This will also include children and youth Sunday school and office hours, but those will be put off until May 23rd. To allow time for children and youth to recruit volunteers and for our staff to make arrangements for their infants. But all sorts of low-risk activities can resume when we are in this category. And I'm excited to be able to tell you that as of this video, we are in that category. Our county is an orange or below. And also, according to that vaccine survey you took, it represented 169 adults in our congregation, 169. That is a majority of our congregation. Out of those 169, 69% of them are already currently fully vaccinated as of this video. 69% of the 169 are currently fully vaccinated. That means that we are a partially vaccinated church, so we are able to resume those activities. It will be up to the groups on when they want to resume in-person activities. We are leaving it up to the different groups, but that is at least available to our various groups and classes to begin meeting indoors, in person again. The next step will be when our vaccine rate is 80% adults or above, and when our county incident rate is that we are a yellow county or below. We will resume other activities that are a little riskier, such as singing, congregational singing and worship, the ability to share meals together through potlucks or joy lunches, the potential to have communion that is not in those little pre-packaged communion cups. Those sort of activities will become available again when we are at 80% vaccinated or above and we are a yellow county or below. Those are a little bit riskier activities, so we wanted to wait. But at that point, with so many people vaccinated and with such a low incident rate in our county, it shouldn't be risky for us to engage in those activities like communal singing in worship. Also, at that point, we will no longer require registration to attend worship in the sanctuary. So that's when we are 80% above or we are a yellow county or below. I can't tell you when that will be because we are currently in Orange County. And I can't tell you when we will become a yellow county, but on the vaccine side of things, it's looking that we will be able to do that potentially as early as May, as long as our county numbers come down. So in May, potentially, we will be able to resume singing. We will not have to worry about registration anymore, and things like the joy lunches can resume. At that point, we are still going to follow all state and local guidelines and recommendations. If there's a mask mandate, if there's physical distancing recommendations, we are still going to follow those until they are lifted. So most likely, even if we are singing in church, there's going to be masks involved and there's going to be physical distancing involved, at least for the time being, until those change on the state and local level. This should be a safe, meaningful way for us to begin regathering, for us to begin resuming activities that we know and love, and for us to begin sharing life together in a more robust way. I want to thank you so much for your patience, your kindness, the responsibility that you have demonstrated throughout this past year as we have dealt with this pandemic. I thank you so much for that, and I thank you for continuing to show that responsibility and that resolve in the coming months as we begin to resume these activities in a safe manner. I love that I am at Faith, and I love that I get to do life with you. I even love that I get to pandemic with you. And I cannot wait for these things to come in effect where I can hear you and see you and spend time with you more fully and more robustly.